Alright guys, welcome back to Adventure Camping. Technical Nut here. Got a machete review for you. I was coming out here mostly just to film this, and I got another knife that I'm going to be demoing as well. When I get out here, right in the same spot that I'm at right now, a couple of a doe and a fawn were sleeping. They jumped up and they ran off and they came back. So I filmed a little bit of that. That was really cool. The mother walked within 20 feet of me, easy 20 feet, watching me the whole time, knew I was there. So just another reason to be in the outdoors, get to be able to experience nature like this. Just beautiful whitetail deer, cool to see. But now let's get out here to do what we meant to do and scare the deer away, because they're still not far away, maybe 50 yards. But as you can see here, I've got this vine. Going to be using the Gerber Gator machete today. It's got a neat little sheath. You can see here Velcro strap throw, which, you know, if it was my opinion or my choice, I would have a snap. But it does also have a belt loop here, although it's probably not coming up on camera too well. It's been hard to find a good spot for lighting today. Ah, there we go. You can see right here, there's a thing for a belt loop, so you can put it on your belt. The retention is pretty good, but like I said, I would just feel better if it was a snap on there. Now the blade itself, 18-inch blade, as you can see, sawback design. Pretty thin, which, you know, that's kind of the way machetes are. Made out of a high carbon steel, although nothing says what the high carbon steel is. But I mean, as you can see, it's pretty dirty. It's seen some use. I bought this out over a year ago, so I can't believe I haven't done a review on it. I thought about it the other day once I started looking at some other machetes that I wanted to get for doing a review. But there's your Gerber logo. It does have your lanyard so that it doesn't fly out of your hand. But it has done really well for me, surprisingly so. I didn't know a whole lot about machetes when I was first looking to get one. This one was a good price. I got it for 17 bucks. Kind of average price is about 21, 22 now in store, unless you can find them on sale, which is pretty frequent. Good grippy handle, good ergonomics to it. So let's just get to it and see how this thing performs. Can't see the camera viewfinder all that well because of the lighting, but hopefully you'll be able to tell better than me. And I chose a vine because, one, it's not going to kill any trees or anything, but it's also, with a lot of machetes, it's what you would use to clear brush like this. And obviously you would can see how bouncy this is, so that's going to take some of the cutting ability out because it's giving a lot. But that's what you're going to experience when you're out cutting it. So I made it through pretty quick. You can see how thick the branch is. It is really alive, still green there. Wraps around this tree, a whole bunch that I'm over. But you can see it didn't take a whole lot of effort to get that down. Now, let me get a harder piece of wood. We'll try chopping on that, so just in case you're out somewhere and this is your cutting tool that you have to use to collect firewood, we'll see how that goes. Alright, we push around a little bit, found a piece of wood. You know, there's plenty of down wood around here, plenty of dead wood. Of course, a lot of it is rotten, so I'm trying to find a piece that was hard enough that you would actually use if you were trying to build a shelter or a campfire or something. So this is probably 2.5–3 inches in diameter. Now this blade does says it's intended for, you know, about an inch, inch and a half thick kind of wood, but as we all know, when you're in the outdoors, a lot of times you have to use tools for their unintended purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hack through this, see how it goes, then use the saw back and see how it performs, and you know, kind of maybe even try some fine carving tasks a little bit in case this was your only tool while you were out in the woods. Making pretty good work of this thing, I gotta say. Bites into the wood pretty good with each hit. Alright, gotta say that's pretty good. You can see how thick that piece is. Didn't take that long to go through it. It's beautiful wood, by the way. I wish I knew what kind it was. Started carving a walking stick out of one like this. Well, first it started off as a walking stick, and then I started changing it into a stick, a multi-purpose stick with different notches and stuff, so you could use it around a camp. To hang stuff over fire, just hang stuff up. But it was beautiful wood. So now we're going to try the saw feature. Obviously you just saw how thick it was. So let's see how this goes. It does far better on the pull stroke than it does on the push, but making pretty good time. Yeah. This is very hard wood. Oops. Come on. Come on. Now. Really? Guess I need some more grippier feet. Because it sure goes a whole lot better with 2 hands. One thing I gotta say I do like about this is the length of the blade. Gives you a lot of cutting distance. So almost there. Only got about a 1/4 inch to go. It's right here. highly recommend if you're going to do this, maybe find an area where you can brace this bad boy, like in between a couple of trees, a couple of stumps on either side. But ain't always going to be able to lock it into place. Alright, now as awkward as that look, and I apologize because that was pretty awkward. Clean cut, didn't take a real long time. If I had a spot around here that I could take this and wedge it in between two things, that would have gone a lot faster just because I wouldn't have to keep stopping and trying to readjust it and all that. But, I mean, that was a pretty thick piece. It's, well, maybe 2.5 inches thick. So, pretty decent size. I mean, you can make a lot of good campfires with that. You can make a really good sturdy feature with that. It hacked right through that for the big stuff. Went right through the vine as your small thing. I mean, I could sit around all day and find new stuff to cut, but I mean, so far everything I've used this for, even up until now, you know, not everything that I haven't filmed, it's done well. It really has. There's been no rust on it. I mean, I keep it in my garage, and where I live, it's a pretty humid area of the country. So, I think I oiled it once, which I should probably do that more often because I'm really good about oiling all my blades and stuff. But maybe we could try shave with it. Back up so you can see this. Actually doing it on my legs, probably not the best idea. Do this. Now, that's not getting any traction trying to shave. Well, now, obviously, most machetes you're not going to baton with like this, especially if it has a sawback. Let me get this off of my glove so that I can try batoning. Alright. And we'll see how that goes. I mean, batoning with that's about it. Let's try this. I mean, it's big and bulky, but that'll get the job. For me, I'm looking around, sorry. Let's see if I can. I typically wouldn't do this, but if this was my one tool option, I wouldn't want to mess up my saw teeth blades. If I was just using this for camping, using around the house on my own property, clearing some brush, farmland, whatever. But if you had to, this log, and you see how far we've made it down so far. Hey, more usable. Tiny stick. Here. Even batons. And I may have to carve something with this just because, man, that's beautiful. That is pretty wood. Now, so what do I think of this? Obviously, you can see what it can do. Let me check the teeth on this. Alright, didn't bend or mess up any of the teeth. There's just some debris stuck in it from the wood. Blade is held up well this whole time. Let's see. I got a couple of nicks right up here. Maybe if you can see on this side. Teeny tiny ones. That was here before I started today. Just because I've been using this a ton. I haven't even sharpened it yet. And had this for a really long time. Obviously. Oops. Now your fine carving, detail work and stuff like that, maybe if I hit this up with a sharpener, can do some more. But with this length, it's just really difficult to control, and I wouldn't recommend it just because you don't want to end up cutting yourself, this thing slipping and whatever out in the wild, or even just on a regular camping hiking trip. Obviously you want to be as safe as possible. Nobody likes going to the hospital for stitches and cut off fingers or whatever, but you know, would I recommend it? Yeah. Are there better ones out there? Of course. Like I said, I got this for $17, average price now. Like even at Academy Sports, it was like $21.99. I mean, you can do some slightly finer carving, and hopefully you can see this, but you would just have to nick at it. But this is pretty hard. You can hear it. I mean, this is not a pine or any kind of softwood. But I mean, there's more machetes I'm looking at around this price point that, you know, once I get, I'll test it, review it, let you know. But I mean, it's good quality construction, grippy handle, kind of rubberized lanyard that comes with it. Which on this, I'm not big on using lanyards usually, but this one, you know, something this size, it's a must. You do not want something like this, your hand grip getting tired, or your just it being wet and slipping out of your hand or something. Lanyards are very important, especially on large blades. But yeah, I like it. It's been good. I recommend it. And always in the meantime, be prepared and have fun.